We are Chris and Jen, and we are on a journey.
We are full-time RVers from Pennsylvania, learning how to live on the road while exploring the outdoors and the history of America.
Join in at To Wander Freely.
Hello everyone, we are continuing our series for our 1-year anniversary living on the road in our RV. And today's topic is our best and worst experiences.
Yes.
So you're going to get to see some contrast here. And again, these are just our experiences, so it doesn't mean that you have the same experience that we will, but some of these are based on, well, we'll explain them, but they are based on some truths that you will find no matter what. So, but some are more specific to our experience. So let's begin with the campgrounds, because that seems to be kind of one of the more important topics, and people ask us a lot about the campgrounds that we stay in. And it is something that when you decide, yes, we're going to live on the road, it's kind of your biggest, uncertain factor as you set out.
Yeah, I think, it's something that maybe you get used to the more you get into it.
Right.
You just have to get comfortable in showing up and seeing what hand you've been dealt. And these are the easy days in the internet age where you can check out pictures, you can, satellite image it, you can do a lot. But still, when it comes down to it, you just got to show up.
Right, and since we are on the road a lot too and moving quickly, we're usually at a place 3 nights, never really more than a week, except for our winter stays. We did do that longer, but otherwise it's never more than a week, and it's usually about 3 nights. Yeah. So we cover a lot of different campgrounds quickly, and quite frankly, you may think, oh, I'm going to have all the time in the world to look up campgrounds and look at everybody's review and check everything online, and you won't, okay?
You're going to kill a whole day in a hurry.
Right.
Doing that.
And after you've done it for a couple months, you'll just kind of be like, okay, do you have availability? I'll take it,
Make the best of it.
Right, and you live with it. So let's start with our best.
Of course. Good place to start.
Okay.
Best campgrounds.
So go ahead. You start.
All right, top of the list. And, well, I say top of the list. This probably isn't in any specific order. These are just our best campgrounds.
Yeah, they're not necessarily ranked.
Right, yeah. So, but first on the list, Ruby Doo Campground in Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
Right. What we loved about that campground, multiple items.
Multiple things.
First of all, it's Scottsbluff, which Scottsbluff National Monument is gorgeous. It's these huge bluffs, but they're like cliffs, and they're just spectacular. That's some of our best photos too.
It was, and what made it even more special, I think, for us too, was those are the first bluffs that we came upon in our trip. So we were in awe regardless. And
what was really special for Chris in particular was that it was where the Oregon Trail went through. Okay, it was more for me. I love the fact that
I love the Oregon Trail.
I love the fact that the Scottsbluff is where the Oregon Trail went through.
In my nightmares, I'm in a little carriage on the Oregon Trail.
He's joking. Here's a look at Ruby Doo RV Park with huge spaces. Great prices. We paid about $20 a night. Wonderful hookups and internet service and a beautiful surrounding. Mountain View RV Resort in Heber City. Okay, this was more like the
This was glamping.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
was glamping. It
Glamour camping. Everything was top notch. It was rated the highest it could possibly be rated, and it definitely measured up. I mean, from the minute you pulled in, everything was manicured. The public restrooms were immaculate.
They were private, really,
ceramic tile, like ridiculous.
And the whole walls, all the walls were ceramic tile.
Yeah,
beautiful pool.
Oh, the pool was like a resort.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, that was like a
really
resort stay.
Yeah.
Right. And it was a decent price too, and you had the mountains around you in Heber City. Here's a look at Mountain View with a beautiful Utah sky. Chris listed, you can explain this one because you listed it.
Destin West, our place in Florida where we spent 2.5 months. We had a great spot. I like the overall location of the park itself, right on the strip there on Okaloosa Island. You had the Gulf, you had the bay, and our particular spot also had a lot of just, it was really natural. There's a lot of plantings and everything around it. For a long-term stay, it was beautiful. And, concrete pad, it was really clean too, which goes a long way. So that was a favorite of mine.
It was. It was not as much of mine because it was right on the street.
Yeah.
Which was very, very busy. So even trying to get across the street to go to the golf, we were like sprinting. It was ridiculous. It was even worse for the people that were retired.
And we were on the end, close
Old
to the
people
road.
running.
So
We were watching. We're like, oh!
trying to run across and make it. Everybody made it.
Here's our lovely tropical spot at Destin West.
Yes. So going along with that, our other winter stay was Gulf Shores, Alabama. And that I loved because it was a beautiful campground as well, just well kept, but it was so friendly. People in Alabama, okay, so you have this like twist of people from Alabama, super nice, southern hospitality, love the accent, and then you add to that people from the Midwest. And you come up with the perfect combination for the nicest place on the planet. So Gulf Shores, it was very, very nice. And the location of the, what was it called again? The campground?
Sugar Sands RV Resort.
Sugar Sands.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with sugar. So, so that one had a really nice area as well because it was close to everything but set back a little bit. So it was really nice and quiet.
It was.
So that was a really special campground.
Here's a look at Sugar Sands. We also love that they had a pastor there who did a non-denominational service every Sunday, and he and his wife were just great people and a lot of fun to be around.
Bighorn RV Resort, and that was near Spearfish Canyon in South Dakota, and we had my parents there. Yeah. Again, just lovely,
that worked out great because we were
views.
able to get a cabin like 10 yards from where our spot was. That was probably the first glamping place we stayed at in our entire trip.
Right, last summer.
So that was really,
right.
that added a little something to it. I mean, we just didn't realize RV parks could be so nice.
Right. And it was empty, too.
It was right after Sturgis week.
Right.
Like, they were packed, and then we came right after, so it was empty.
Which Sturgis is a big, if you don't know, because I didn't know ahead of time, it's a big biking.
Motorcycle Harley-Davidson thing. Huge, popular.
So they have their weekend, I guess, or week.
I think it's a week. Yeah, every summer.
But we were right after that, so it was completely empty.
Yeah.
At Bighorn, we had another very large space to ourselves and just beautiful surroundings.
Oh.
Lake Medina.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would say that was hill country, Texas. We went there, and then 3 weeks later we went back. We liked it so much. The setting was great. We might have also gotten the best spot in the entire park, which definitely helped. I mean, it was like we could have fit 2 of our camper plus truck in the spot. The people were wonderful.
It's Texas, so everybody was so.
Right. It's on a 1,000-acre ranch, and it's
that
also
has been
on a
through
lake.
in the same family for I think like 4 generations. I mean, it was a generational,
Great stay.
ranch.
Lake Medina, and you can even see the lake in the background.
Rancho Sonora, which was in Florence, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix.
That's the desert.
Yes,
experience.
It's the desert experience,
but in a good way.
all together. I mean, we had coyotes go through the campground. We had cactus all around us, and just beautiful, beautiful setting. Very, very nice woman as well, which always makes a difference.
Rancho Sonora, in which we were literally camping in the Sonoran Desert.
And then, the last one we have on the list of best is in California, which is kind of interesting because California also made the worst list multiple times. But the one place that we did really, really enjoy was Sea Cliff State Park. And that is, where in the world was that? On the coast above.
Yeah, so it was right
below
before.
Monterey.
No, it was right before, right below Santa Cruz.
Between Monterey and Santa Cruz.
Yes. Yeah, it's a state beach.
It's a state beach, and so you go online and you look, and they all say that they're totally booked, okay? Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's like they tell you one thing, but it's not really the whole
You
story.
gotta have the insider information.
Right. So we had
Yeah.
people who have lived in California and had camped there. We met them in, I think, Yosemite, and they were explaining to us how you do it. So at this campground, Seacliff, you actually show up at 12 o'clock noon, and they do a lottery for all the people who have showed up and won a spot for the night. They do a lottery draw, and if you get picked, then you're in.
Seacliff, right on the Pacific Ocean, wraps up our list of favorite campgrounds that we stayed at over the past year. Stay tuned for our worst experiences as well.